All right, everybody, welcome back to another episode of the Iron Purpose Podcast. Today I have Mr. Danny Close. Danny, how you doing?
Good. How are you?
Doing very good. I'm excited to get you on. I was going to have you on last week, and then my family got sick, and it was just a heck of a day, a lot of stuff going on. So I appreciate your patience on that and finding another time to get on. Because a lot of times I try to get people on, and then I have to cancel, and I'm like, hey, you want to? And they're like, and they're long
Yeah.
gone. So appreciate you, man. It's
No, thank you for having me. I'm very excited to be here.
yeah. How you feeling?
Good.
You do podcasts? You ever done a podcast before?
Just once years ago.
Yeah.
So I'm very.
How did that go?
It was good. It was the same thing. It was during COVID, so it was virtual. I can't. I honestly cannot remember if it was a video chat or not. I think it was over the phone. But
Interesting.
yeah, it went pretty well.
Cool beans. So, what you been up to lately? How's your summer? Are you are you a fall guy, winter guy? You excited for the cooler weather, or do you prefer
Yeah,
summer activities? Yeah.
I like the summer. I like the beginning of summer. But once it starts getting hot and muggy, I run very hot, very sweaty guy. So, like, I don't know what it's like where you are, but right now it's been very muggy. That's like, okay. So, yes, I am looking forward to the fall. I definitely say my favorite season is the fall.
Mm-hmm. I agree. It's just in Minnesota. It's a matter of if we get it or not. Sometimes it's super hot. And they're like, oh, fall's here, and then it starts snowing like immediately, and then we're like, yeah, okay, well, it was fun while
How
we had it.
how hot does it get in the summer there?
I'm trying to think what the hottest day was. It was probably in the 90s, probably like at the peak, but that was only like a couple days. But today the high was 80, low 52. So it's like that time of year where you wake up and you want to like have your heat on in the car when you're going to work, or if it's your day
Yeah.
off, you wear a sweatshirt. Like I was wearing a sweatshirt and pants this morning, and then midday got to 80, and I'm like, again, I'm a real sweaty guy myself, so like turning the AC back on in the car, and then it starts to cool down a little bit, and then you're throwing that hoodie on, getting around the fire and whatnot. But
See, I love that weather. Definitely, this is like coming into my favorite season.
mm, you hunt at all or anything like that, or
I don't. I have fished before. My brother is a big outdoorsman. He's very into
yeah?
hunting and fishing. I never caught that bug. I like to fish, but like not the way that they do it. Like I like a bobber and a rod. But
Yeah.
like I've no, I'm not a big hunter.
Fishing, I think I'm the same way with fishing. Especially, I don't know if you've ever ice fished, but
No.
yeah, it's pretty interesting. But I have some friends that are pretty hardcore, so they'll go out there and drill a hole in the lake, and then they'll just stand out there. And I'm like, okay, what are we doing? Because it's a
Did they
lot of
catch
times
anything?
you got, yeah, every now and then. I'm awful at it. I don't know if you have to be good or bad at it, but for some reason I can't catch anything. So.
Yeah. I'm the same way with fishing too. Anytime I go, um, I don't catch anything. And I went fishing with my friends one time, and I actually hooked a huge flathead, and it's sort of like I guess like a catfish, and you're like, and I'm sitting there reeling it in, and like I never catch big fish, and I got it right up to the rock I was at, and I saw its like head emerge, and it just went. So like I basically caught that, and then like no, you didn't. So I went to work the next day. I was like, yeah, I caught this like huge flathead, dude. And I told him that they to this day they're still like, yeah, remember when you lied about catching that flathead? So I haven't fished much since then.
It's just as a sore subject. I'm sorry I brought it up.
No, no, it's fine. Yeah, I just won't get past it. I just still see that
Well,
fish in my dreams.
yeah, it just haunts you. Just its face. Ah,
But
no.
one day, I mean, I'd like to try hunting or something. I mean, I've shot a
Yeah.
composite bow and
Hmm.
shot guns before, but like right now, like my buddies have a bunch of Snapchats of it. Um, yeah, maybe one day.
Yeah. Well, maybe if you ever find yourself in Minnesota, we'll have to get you set up. It's a good time. I'm not as avid as like my brother. He's the same way. My brother
Mhm.
duck hunts, turkey hunts, a lot of bird hunting, but then deer as
Yeah,
well. So that's a lot of fun. I've only duck hunted once, but it was a good time. It's more for like the the atmosphere of it for me. Like when we go hunting, a lot, like for rifle opener, we have like my dad and his brothers and my brothers, and so it's a lot of uncles and cousins and stuff just kind of hanging out, and then
Yeah,
we get to go hunt. Same with fishing. Like if we got some buddies and we're having some drinks and having some snacks and enjoying it, like, oh hey, cool, I caught a fish. And then it's
yeah,
like
yeah,
it's not the primary thing. Yeah, I'm,
yeah,
I'm right there with you because I don't ever. It's like, okay, we didn't catch anything, but at least we had a good time with the buddies. Like I'll never be out there by myself, just like,
yeah.
okay, yeah, what are we doing?
No, that's awesome. Yeah, it's
Uh,
more like just like the camaraderie and like everyone coming and hanging out.
yeah, yeah, I'm a big camaraderie fan. So what are you up to nowadays? What do you do for work? And I'll give you a chance to kind of dive into your story a little bit, but just to kind of get our feet wet a little bit. What do what's life looking like for Danny on the, like today? What's just the average day for you looking like?
So I work for a company called Punchless Contractors, and it's a construction company, and we do just interior finish work. So anything from uh, drywall, trim, paint, flooring. A lot of times it's like more or less like, kind of like the touch up aesthetic work, but sometimes it's installing a room of flooring or installing. We're kind of like the Swiss Army knife at the end of the project. So it's cool because it's a little bit of this, a little bit of that.
Mm-hmm.
Like today, I was doing mainly painting, so like I still have it like paint, caulk, spackle. Um, but yeah, that's my day job. I like it a lot. It's fun. I love the people that I work with. My bosses are really cool. Um, and then on top of that too, I'm also, I guess I would consider a part-time actor. I went to college for my degree was applied engineering technology management with a concentration in construction management, and I worked for a general contractor, two different companies for like 6 years. So I used to be like on the supervision side, and now I'm one of the contractors. So I
Okay.
um, did not like it. It was a good career and made good money and met a lot of great people. Um, but I wanted to pursue acting, so I quit. Um, Told everyone to piss off. I didn't do that at all. I didn't burn any bridges. And
You can't fire me. I quit.
yeah, you
Yeah.
losers. But no, it was just like I'd like to move on. And fortunately, the job I have now, like I knew my boss before I met him, and it's a much more flexible schedule. And I'm able to kind of more so on a whim, like, hey, if something comes up on like a Thursday or Friday of that week, like it's before it was a little more difficult to do that. So
Mm-hmm.
yeah, a year ago I quit my day job and started working for the company I am now, and just been going after acting any way I can.
So what does that look like as far as acting goes? You do you like submit stuff? Like, are you trying to get into like TV shows and movies or commercials, or is it just kind of like,
No, I mean I was taking acting classes uh, for a couple years before that. This great place called Actors Co-op in Swarthmore, PA. Pete and Val. And I just kind of like there I learned like what you need to do and what tools you use, and like there's different casting sites, and also just all practicing and getting better, and kind of like building your portfolio to where you can actually even enter. Because when I was young, I was like, "Yeah, I could just start going doing it now," but like I didn't like realize like all this. Yeah, so I kind of learned the premise of it, got some roles while I was there, and then sort of got to a point where I was like, I'm ready to kind of just at least try it on my own. And they have casting sites that it's sort of like LinkedIn, like you make a profile and you can go and do like a dedicated search of like roles in your area, and you just pump out applications.
mm-hmm.
And over the past year, I'd say I probably applied to like 50 or 60 things, but have had about anywhere. I think it was like 5 or 6 roles, like ranging from short films to feature film, and so it's all like small steps, but it's all exciting and just meeting people along the way, like this right
Absolutely.
here. Yeah, like it's you just never know who you could meet, or your podcast could be the next big podcast. But yeah, it's just sort of like just put your name out there. And then
Hmm.
the website I use is called Back. Like I don't have an agent or anything. And you just see something, you're like, yeah, I could. They're looking for somebody who's like tall, stupid looking, and has a mustache.
Like, yes.
They're like, we're not going to go with you. Okay.
Well, that's awesome, man. Good for you. I think a lot of people nowadays, they're looking for that get rich quick, or like they're just like, this is my goal, this is what I want to do it, and they're not willing to put in the work and grind. And I've like told my brothers that before too. Like they've having all these ideas, but they want to have this business is what they want to do. They don't want to have this part-time gig or work this construction job or whatever job that they're doing. So props to you for that. Get your feet wet, hit the ground running. And the cool thing is, when you do get yourself out there, you do meet new people, and that's kind of where I ended up where I'm at now. So I'm a correctional officer. I work at a jail, and I was pursuing law enforcement for the longest time, my whole life. But I kind of met people along the way, and then when everything just kind of fell through and didn't work out for me, I was able to rely on somebody that I met along that journey and got where I am now, and I'm really loving it. So it's
Nice.
cool where the journey can take you if you're willing to just hop on and let the bull buck you around for a while.
I was going to ask about it because I saw the badges in the back.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so those are my I had a chance to be a deputy for a sheriff's office. That's that badge, and then a police officer for my local PD or my local police department. I grew up in a small town. I don't even know the population of it, but that was my last position as a law enforcement officer. And so it was, my dad was one, my grandpa was one, so it was kind of like it was what I always wanted to do. And the after long story short, my mental health was just not where it should have been, and I wasn't able to give 100% to the agency that I was working for. And so I ended up leaving that one, and I was working for this one part time, and then working in the jail full time. So I was doing juggling both, and then I was like, okay, I can't do this. I got to let go of one of them. So I had to
Mhm.
let go of the part time police gig and just work in the jail as a correctional officer. And I didn't want to, never wanted to work in the jail. As I was growing up, going through classes and stuff, learning about law enforcement and getting my degree in law enforcement or criminal justice. We had classes about jail and incarceration and all that stuff, and I was just like, ugh, that does not interest me in one bit. And being able to now be in there with the guys that are in there, men and women that are in there, and there's a lot that are, there are a few that aren't going to be able to turn their lives around. For some of the stuff they did, they're going to be locked up for a long time, but the ones that do make those little mistakes and they end up in there for like the weekend, or it's like a not a lesser crime, a lot of them come in and they're crying and they're really distraught, like, oh, my life is over. And it's cool to be able to provide that hope and that positivity to them, like, hey, it's not the end of the
Oh,
world,
yeah, yeah.
and kind of take care of them and lead them through it. We have a program called Impact, which is called it's inmates making positive advancement, choosing transformation, and I get to be a coach in that as well. So it's cool to like learn from those guys too, from all different walks of life, ages, different races, everything kind of comes together, and I get to take notes as well. So it's interesting how it correlates with this podcast too, bringing people in, talking to them, and like I always have a notebook here and I'm writing stuff down, and I learn a lot from people. And it's cool what we can do when we come together and we share stories and share the struggles and different things that we went through and how we're able to overcome and be better people as a result. So
That's
it's
awesome.
crazy. Again, like I said, I never thought I would want to work in a jail. I always wanted to be out on the road and like my dad and my grandpa, and kind of life brought me to where I am now, and a lot of purpose, a lot of
Yeah,
passion
no,
behind it.
that's
I love it.
very enlightening to hear that you guys do that.
Hmm. Yeah,
That's
yeah, it's cool
awesome.
because a lot of people think they just people do the crime and they get locked up, throw away the key, and they get kind of forgotten
Right.
about. But it's cool to have like a rehabilitation thing where it's like, yeah, you messed up. We can't do anything about the past, but we can do something about the future. So what do we got to do to get the ball rolling to help you out? You know what I mean? So it's cool. It's something that there was an officer that works for us who used to work out in California. They had at their facility, they kind of implemented it. And so when he came over here due to family stuff and relocating, he implemented it in the jail and we kind of ran with it. Now there's a couple jails in the state that are kind of looking at implementing the same kind of thing. So it's
So
cool.
it's like more like the county jail, not a
Mm-hmm.
federal prison. Gotcha.
Correct. Correct.
Yeah.
Yeah. County jail, local jail. And then, yeah, so they just kind of stay at the jail until they're sentenced, whether they go to treatment or sentenced to
Hmm.
prison and move from there. So we just got. I always tell the guys that are in there, or the ladies that are in there, like, I'm not the one who brought you in here, and I'm not the judge. I can't tell you when you're going to leave. I just got to hang out with you while you're here, so we make the most
Right.
of it.
That's
And
awesome.
sometimes they're like, "All right, cool," and sometimes they punch you in the face. So it's just roll with it.
Have you been punched in the face before?
Yeah, actually, a couple weeks ago, I was trying to give a
Really?
guy some meds, and he just was like, you know what, I'm just gonna punch you. Took me by surprise, hit me right in the face a couple times, and I was able to create some distance and draw my taser and stuff, and get some commands. And he ended up listening before I used it. So I was like, oh, part of me is like, dang it.
Was he on like was he like high or was he just like no I don't want this?
He's he has behavioral issues. I think he was like schizophrenic, and so he's just kind of a loose cannon. And a lot of times people will come in like intoxicated or high, and you're like, oh boy, here we go. And they'll call you every name in the book. They'll fight with you, and you got everybody trying to, restrain them for their safety and for our own. And then a couple hours go by, like the next morning, like we leave that night, come back the next day, and they're like, hey man, sorry I did that. I was kind of an asshole to you. Like, yeah, well,
Yeah.
that's all right. It's like, yeah, I don't remember anything. How, was I really that bad? I'm like, yeah, you were tough to deal with, but you're all right. So
Yeah.
another thing I try to tell like new officers. So I'm a field training officer, so I train in newbies as they come in, new officers, and you get a lot of people that come in and they just see the badge and go, oh, pig or whatever, have every name in the book they want to call you, and tell them, they're not after the badge, they're after your heart. They don't know who you are. They just see that badge. So I try to, can't take things personally,
Yeah.
in
No, that's
anything.
awesome. The fact that you're going beyond, you're treating them like human beings, even though they're in like a very low point, whether it's like a blip in their life, you're looking at them as, hey, you might have other stuff going on right now, and this isn't you. So it's like, yeah, like last night, I think somebody's like, I was so, messed up, and it's like, yeah, that's cool, man. I like to hear that. It's
Mm-hmm.
not just like, oh my gosh, look at this degenerate piece of crap who's high on meth. It's like, well, there might be other stuff going on. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry for you can hear my dogs barking in the back.
That's all right. I got a couple running around out here too, so it's part of life. It's part of
Yeah.
life. Just to kind of touch on what you said there at the end, I actually had a lady. You got, what are you, late 20s? I think we're close to the same age. We're pretty
How old is
close
he,
in age.
man?
I'd put you at like 20. I'm gonna put you at 29.
Right on the
Really?
button. Yeah.
Let's go. Yeah, I'm 20. What month?
Oh God, June of '96.
Okay, I was March of 96. So share a birthday or something. That would have been wild.
What?
But
Oh, I don't want to share
what?
birthday. I was gonna say what day, but I was like, yeah, I don't want to say.
Yeah, that's all right.
So only a couple months.
Yeah, a couple months. But there's a young lady. She's right around our age, and she was on my podcast a couple episodes ago. But she shared her story about how she really struggled with drugs and alcohol at a young age, and being incarcerated, going to prison, and all this stuff, and how she was able to turn her life around and not be a victim of her own circumstances and kind of rise from it. And now she's out there helping people in the community to who are in her shoes. So it's super cool when you hear stories like that. It kind of
Yeah.
restores your faith in humanity.
Yeah, I love hearing success stories.
Stuff. But enough about me. People hear a lot about me all the time. But that was a cool little rabbit trail, so I appreciate that. But I started watching your stuff. I don't even remember when it was, but you kind of just came into my feed. I was like, holy crap, this guy's hilarious. And I got one of your shirts. It I outgrew it, so I had to give it away. But it was one of the green ones, and it had your move, and it said that Goon DC on it. That was green, and it had the yellow, and it was like your silhouette.
Really?
I don't
Was
know if
it
you remember it.
It was me. Like, was it the
It was
Ringer
like
show?
the what?
Yeah. Wow. So you
Yeah.
got it from the when I had the website.
Yes. Yes. Way back. I think it was a medium, and I'm not a medium anymore, unfortunately. But so I was like, oh,
Yeah.
do I still have that? And I think I gave it to my brother or something, but I'll have to see if he has it.
Yeah, that
But
was I did that for a little bit. I at first was just making shirts that I was just kind of selling like under the table, and then I tried to do the whole website and started an LLC and whatnot, and kind of like my videos in general, like I wasn't getting as many views, and but then I was like worrying about like I got to get more shirts and stuff on there, and then eventually it was like you're just not a closed salesman yet. Like, let's just close this out. So
yeah,
now
I
I'll
like
still
that.
do it like here and there. Like I'll get like a batch of shirts made. But that's cool. I didn't realize that.
Yeah, well, if you get another batch in, let me know. I'll get one. I'll get one from you. But I've been watching for a while. I don't know exactly when, but your stuff was just it was funny. You're just a hilarious guy. Even just talking with you, I was just giggling. So it's as soon as I saw, I had the opportunity. Now that I have the podcast, we're doing this podcast for about a year now. I was like, ooh, I wonder if I can get him on. So I sent out a message, and like you were saying, how you put out like 60, 70 applications, and you maybe get five back. Like I'm DMing people like, hey, want to, this is my podcast, and I saw you bite on it. I'm like, yes, all right, let's get him on.
Oh,
So,
yeah, I have nothing but time on my hands, and I'm bad at responding to. I don't get a lot of messages on Instagram,
hmm
uh, but yeah, I do that too. I used to do, like I still do that. I used to do it all the time. Like when I was like trying to get views, um, just pump it out, just send it out. But no,
try to
yeah,
get
like that
collabs
came
in.
up and I was like, looked at my schedule. And I was like, yeah, I think I have time. It's just like blank on the wall. But no, I'm glad you did. Yeah.
Me too, man. So now's the opportunity to just kind of tell about yourself, tell kind of your story, as far back as you want. Like I said, from young little Danny to who you are now. You can share the ups and downs, and then we'll kind of get into your acting again just a little bit. And I kind of like to hear where that transition was when you really started to enjoy that, and then kind of what your goals are going forward. But go ahead and start from the beginning if you'd like. The mic is yours.
Um, well, from a young age, when I was just a young boy. Now, I just was always kind of a goofy kid. It's like funny and always did like impressions and stuff. I just was always like I like to make people laugh and was always like Jim Carrey was always like a big hero of mine. From like a young age, people said I reminded me of or him of me. People said I reminded them of him,
Yep,
and
I can see it.
I don't know. I just never really did anything about it. Like we would make funny videos when we were younger, like me and my brother, my neighbors, and it was always just a lot of fun. And like we would sometimes post on YouTube, sometimes just like do it, film it, edit it, and watch it just amongst ourselves, just for
hmm
enjoyment. And there was a skateboarding era, which I was never good at, so I wasn't really in many of those videos. But like anyway, there came like a certain point when I was like a sophomore in high school, and we just kind of stopped making them for like no like crazy reason.
hmm
And a couple of years went by, and like along the way, it's like you still like I would come up with video ideas. That'd be so funny for a video. It'd be so funny for a video. And I think like about around then was like the Snapchat stories and Instagram stories and stuff. So I would post to there here and there. But if I got to a point, it was not to like my senior year of college when I just kept thinking of funny videos. And I had thought at that point, I thought acting, that ship has sailed. That's always been my underlying dream. I actually at one point wanted to be a law enforcement officer too. Like I always
Really?
had, there's a point where, maybe become a cop and become a homicide detective.
hmm
Uh, and I liked my major in college, like when I did, but I kind of like didn't know much about acting. I'm like, you're toast. You didn't do anything about it. Like, so it's always like, all right, well. But in reality, you can pick up acting whenever you want. But this is at the time. I just kept having funny video ideas. My senior year of college, I just started posting funny videos, and it was my original Instagram that I had since I was younger. But the first like account I ever made, and I was kind of like back then worried about like, well, like what if like future employers see it and this that and the other. But it's like your account's private; no one's gonna give a shit.
Mm-hmm.
And just started posting it, and it just became very like now it's like you think of a funny video idea, just make it, post it.
Mm-hmm.
And then I started like I'll make an account just for it, that Goon DC, and yeah, that was March of 2018. The first video was late December of 2017. So I just kind of took all those videos that I posted and moved them over to this new account, kind of like, hey, head over here. So then it was
Mm-hmm.
like, well, this is the new like try to do this, build a following. Maybe one day you can quit your day job and pursue acting.
Mm-hmm.
But that plan failed. And so like I got to then I started taking acting classes and stuff. And ironically enough, like I wouldn't say the success I've had of acting, but like it's been a little bit separate. They've been like separate worlds.
Mm-hmm.
Acting kind of like everything I've done is more serious roles. And but since I've started doing it, it's like, oh, by the way, I make comedy videos. And they're like, you're auditioning for the role of a very pristine, proper man. We just saw a video of you pretending to poop in a bucket under your sink. No, that wasn't me. That was in character. But no, like like it's like I have like a role that I've been. It's in Connecticut. It's very like, and I was very worried that they're gonna see my Instagram and be like, this guy's we can't take him seriously. And they finally found out about it, and they loved it.
Mm.
Uh,
Right.
but yeah, I mean, I tried. I thought like maybe if I just do social media for a while, eventually I can make money. And but it just didn't work. I don't want to be. I don't want that to like. Would like to become an actor and go that route. Social media has
Mm-hmm.
gone in a different direction than when I first started, but it's still fun. I still love posting videos. Um, I try to not rush them. If it comes, just post it. I don't get as many views as like I don't have a great regiment or consistency or it, but whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Like people
That's
have
what
said,
I've.
like if you were more consistent, and it's like, well, then I don't know. I feel like then I'd be rushing it. And,
Mm-hmm. It won't be as authentic. It seems like
yeah.
you're very authentic in what you're doing. Was it how? I think I looked and you had like 30,000 followers on Instagram or something. Like, did you kind of? Was there a point where like you kind of blew up, or is this over time you kind of just accumulated that following?
So originally I was just on Instagram, and like the first year and a half of doing it, I accrued like 5,000 followers, and it was honestly it was so exciting back then because it was like I was the all the ideas were very fresh. Like I'd be making a video, in the process of making it, I would think of an even funnier video. Maybe like finish this one first because it was also fresh too. Like it had been like we used to be at a point where it's like, yo, I have a funny video idea. Let's do it after school today, and then you
Mm-hmm.
have those years of like haven't done it at all. But yeah, like I got like 5,000 followers, and I did everything. I would send my videos to like old Vine stars and like Barstool Sports and like World Star. Like it had like some like success along the way, but it's like pepper them. Maybe one of them will watch it. Um, and then TikTok was really how I kind of gained a following
Mm-hmm.
because at first I didn't really know what it was, but I just started using it, and it took a couple months just to have a video go viral, and then the amount of followers and stuff was very high.
Mm-hmm.
But it's flatlined. Like it went from like a couple hundred to like 500,000 something in the course of like a month, and then Instagram grew, but it like was a very like slow.
Okay.
I
Interesting.
don't, yeah, and like
I mean,
people were recognizing me and stuff, but like, yeah, that was a while ago,
mm-hmm.
and it certainly hit a cap.
Yeah. Is that tough for you? Like, how do you? Because there's times where I'll post a video and I'll get a bunch of views and stuff, and it's like, oh, cool, awesome, and then I'll post one and it gets like 2 views, and I'm like, oh man, okay, well, what am I doing? Like, for you, are you trying to continue to get more views? And like, if not, like, when did that become acceptable for you? Like, if you're like, okay, I guess I got this many views on it. Oh well, it is what it is. Like, do you find a, excuse me, like a deeper purpose for it? Are you still trying to utilize that to like boost and just kind of get your name out there more, if that makes sense?
Yeah, I mean, I used to get really bent out of shape about it, especially like in the moment, because it was like, what's going on, and it's like a whole like I had all these like theories of like, well, I'm being shadow banned, which I don't. I was trying to understand why it was happening, but yeah, I used to get bent out of shape. Now I just don't. I had a point where it's like I don't want to be a social media person. I like making videos and posting them, getting my name out, meeting new people, hopefully making some people laugh. But I did get to a point where it's like you're getting views on videos that you don't even think are funny. You're just doing it because that's what this 15-second world wants to see. You know what I mean? Like,
Right, right.
and it just kind of strayed away from the original videos that I made. They're just goofy, silly videos. So I came to a point where it's like I used to get so frustrated, so angry, and so mad, like trying to figure it out and what's going on. And then eventually I got like, stop worrying about that. If you think the video is funny, make it. Don't do it because you think it's a trend. So I went back and went through all my old videos, and there were so many. I was like, why the fudge did you post that? I know because you had a lot of followers and you thought you were like important at the time. Delete, 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 delete.
Mm,
Save the ones. I never stopped making good videos, but they were like farther and fewer in between. Get rid of this crap. Get back to, if you think it's funny, post it. And if you don't get a lot of views, did you think it was funny? Did you have fun? Great. So yeah, I just sort of had an epiphany, if you will,
mm-hmm.
where it's like, stop getting so fucking hell bent. Excuse me,
Right.
French.
No, you're.
Uh,
Do
and
you
like,
think?
sometimes I try to think more, but like social media is very just like trendy. But yeah,
Mm,
it's more fun the way it is now. Like, could I get more views and stuff? Sure, but it's way less stressful, and it's not what I want to end up doing.
right,
Like, I
right.
try to look at it like I still have some videos that like are, but like there was so much like would you show that video to somebody and say, here, watch this? And that's kind of how I try to gauge it. There's still some that you're like, I wouldn't show my dad that one.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah,
That's cool that there's like a more of a purpose behind it. Like for me, when I was kind of going back and forth if I wanted to continue being a cop or what I wanted to do, one of my friends was like, "Well, why do you want to do it? Like, what is the reason behind you wanting to be a police officer?" And I said, "Well, I want to help people, and I really enjoy camaraderie, and I want to be a part of a team." And he's like, "Okay, McDonald's is hiring down the street. You make burgers and give them food. Like that's helping people, and there's a team there. You'll really enjoy that." I was like, oh dang. He's like, yeah, or you want to be a mailman? You're delivering people's mail, helping them out. And there's a bunch of people that do it. That's camaraderie. And I was like, you got a point. Like when you can find like the purpose behind it, what you're doing doesn't really matter anymore. Like
right,
creating these videos, like, okay, what's the reason? Why am I doing this? Like you said, like, did I have fun doing it? Did it make me happy? Did it make somebody laugh? Okay, who cares if it got, you know, a million views or 10 views? Like,
yeah,
did I still fulfill the purpose of it by making somebody laugh, and maybe it made a difference in their day. Maybe they sent it out to their friends and their friends laugh.
right,
Like you never know what that, and like it's interesting too, like the ripple effect too. Like maybe somebody's having a bad day, they pull up your page and they're like, "Oh, this guy's pretty funny." All of a sudden, their mood changes, and then they go interact with somebody else in a now happier mood than they would have been had they not seen your stuff. So it's like, man, when you can really get down a rabbit trail of like purpose and everything. But
No,
it's
I know.
cool when
I don't like think of it like that a lot. Although one
mm-hmm,
time, and it's nice that you said I really don't think of it like that. But one time, my mom was like, it's one of her best friends. Her mom was her health was failing, so she was dying,
hmm,
and she said to my mom, she's like, and she's always watched my videos, and she's like, I've been very sad. She goes, but the only time that I had some enjoyment this weekend was I just took a break to go sit in the lobby and I was watching Danny's videos.
ah,
Yeah, it was really
dang,
nice.
yeah,
And I'm sure they were silly as hell, but yeah, like it was just like a break from what she was going on. So when she said that, I don't think I definitely cried.
hmm, yeah,
I almost
absolutely,
cried right there.
yeah. You held it back, man. Good work. But
No, but it was nice to hear that. I'm like, oh, I didn't
mhm,
like, yeah, I didn't think of it like that.
right, that's awesome. And like, I kind of, I don't know, I don't think I touched on it. Maybe we talked about it before we started recording, but with all just the stuff going on in the world, with you see just the evil and just the awful things that are happening, and especially like on social media, you're scrolling, and all it is you know just it just seems like a bunch of negativity. So it's cool when
Yeah,
you go onto social media to kind of just get a break from everything else. Get a break from the different news channels and just the all the awful stuff that's going on in the world, and you come up across a video like yours, and it's like, oh man, okay, this is what social media was intended for, in my opinion. Like Facebook was
I
made to
agree.
like keep up with friends and stay connected, but when you just start filling in all this just garbage, it's fun to just be able to, I need a break. I'm going to sit down. I'm going to scroll on my phone, and
Yeah,
instead of seeing somebody get attacked or hurt, it's like, okay, I get
right.
to laugh and stay on this channel for a little bit and watch
Or
Danny
like,
be a goon.
just ads and like propaganda and like everything's trying to like push you like the other way. It's just like who's this? Like, sometimes I'll find like these like diamonds in the rough too. There's not a lot of original content that you see. Um, I love finding somebody new who's funny. Like it's cool.
Refreshing. And I was going to bring something up too. I went to a concert over the summer. I don't know what your musical taste is. Actually, I think it's kind of all over the place. It seems like, but uh, I'm similarly country music. Kip Moore, he put on a concert in central Minnesota a couple weeks ago. He was up there and he's like, "Yeah, we don't have any tracks. There's no like 808s playing. Like this is raw music." And like they all, the radio wants you to make a song a certain way, otherwise you're not going to get airtime, you're not going to be famous, you have to do it this way. And he's like, well, we're going to do it this way and we're going to have fun doing it. And it's just like you can
Yeah.
tell it's like so much different from like a huge artist, even though, I mean, don't get me wrong, they're very good at what they do too and it's a lot of fun. But
Oh,
listening to a
you're preaching to the choir. I have a lot of bits on modern country music. I
yeah.
know. Yeah. Like, she thinks my tractor's sexy. Like I did a video one time that was Kenny Chesney, and he was saying like, "I heard you talk about somebody else's tractor," and she goes, "I don't think your tractor's." So his new song was, "She no longer thinks my tractor's sexy." Like I don't know. It's just yeah. A lot of their lyrics are very like mainstream and they're
uh
like bops and stuff. Like do you like
yeah,
Culture Wall?
yes, yeah, I haven't heard a lot of his stuff, but he's kind of
Yeah, he's like I'm a big Johnny Cash guy, and he
more
kind
gritty,
of like
yeah. Mm.
yeah. But like you still have like some Luke Bryan bops here and there. Like all right, put it on.
I'll dance to this. Yeah.
Yeah,
I was a big Florida Georgia Line fan growing up, and I think they kind of started the bro country movement or whatever you want to call it. And
I always liked Zach Brown Band too.
yes, he's a his album Foundation is probably one of my favorite albums of all time. Like the first one with Chicken Fried and some of those songs,
Yeah, yeah,
Toes. Like you can put that on, and it's awesome.
great campfire songs.
Hmm. Yeah,
Like
I
I'm
love
not
it.
huge on modern country, but I'm my brother and sister are, my mom, like I'm starting to kind of like it's good. Like put it on if you're just like a neutral, like feel good, something in the back. I'm like put on. I love Johnny Cash, and my brother and sister are like, oh yeah, was this elevator music? And I'm like, it's like a good vibe. It's like I hurt myself today. You guys don't love
Center.
this?
Yeah, come on, set out a fire.
Yeah. Some of his,
DJ,
I mean,
okay,
he's got some like up, yeah.
right.
Like you just don't understand.
It also depends on what mood I'm into to what I'm going to listen to. But like if I'm at the gym, I'll probably play something a little more upbeat or some rock. Which is
Yeah.
I don't know if you've heard of Hardy. He's kind of going around right now. But Hardy, he's got rock and he's country, but he has a song called Radio Song, and it gets it like starts out like the old the average typical country music, the girl, the truck, and the beer and the drinks and whatever, and then and then it goes into, well, this isn't a radio song, and then he's like screaming and it's rock and
Really?
it's you have to check it out. It's pretty
Hardy? Hardy?
yep. And then it's called Radio Song. It's kind of clever. It just talks about like mainstream music, and he's just gonna do it his own way, like
I
middle
like
finger to
that.
this guy. Yeah,
Yeah.
he's got a lot of, if you like rock, he has a little bit of both. He just released an all rock album, and he's got an all country album coming up. So he's
That's cool. I like how Post Malone does that too. Like he's
mm-hmm.
very adaptive. But I
Yes.
also love metal. Like I love I love classical music.
You seem like an old soul, especially some of your older videos. Was that just a like a vibe or what? Like I don't even know how
Oh
to ask that
no,
question.
what like the old, I love old style and stuff. I
Mm-hmm.
just old songs, music. Always have. I just always thought it was cool. I like old, but I like modern stuff too. But yeah, just like the way I dress and stuff. Yes, I would say I'm an old soul.
Yes, that's
I think that's a
awesome.
compliment.
Absolutely, you should. There's a question I was going to ask. Oh, it the musical genre kind of brings me back to what you're saying about how your acting is, you have different serious roles, and then you're kind of nervous about them finding about your goofy side. 'Cause you're like, well, are they going to want me to still do this? And going back to when you were younger, because they finally found out and they're like, oh, we like this. Was there a moment like in your life where you were maybe a little nervous to make these videos and let your goofy side out, or was that kind of always there? And if it wasn't, was there a point where you kind of just said, I don't really care what people think about me anymore, I'm just gonna be a goon and embrace it?
Yeah, I think like by college was when I really just kind of came into myself, as
Uh-huh.
inappropriate as that sounds. Sorry. Um, but that was when I started saying like, fuck, you know, just like sort of like the comment. But by senior year, that was when I first was thinking about posting the videos, and that was I was like I don't know. It was one day I was literally taking a winter course. I was home, and I thought of a video idea, and I kept having them, and I'd be sitting there laughing hysterically to myself. And I finally was like, I'm making this video and posting it. It was before I had that Goon DC. But it's like, well, what if like, a future employer sees it, or it's like your account's private, you'd be fine. What if people think I'm weird? They already know you're weird if they know you. And yeah, it was just sort of like, screw it. And it was right before I was taking the first test of this online course, and made the video, posted it. I put my phone away and like took the test. I did okay on it. I mean, they're like, it's timed, so you can't look up you can't look up answers. It's like, I still can. And it got a good reaction. And then from there, I'm like, let's do this.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah. So that was just like, from there on, I just didn't hesitate. Just screw it, screw it, screw it, screw it, screw it. What's someone going to do? Come up and say something to me? Like, but yeah, I just, from the beginning, sort of, just was like, I don't care. Like, if somebody comes up and makes fun of me about it, like, whatever.
Right. I think it goes back to that purpose again. Like, okay, did it make somebody laugh? And like, all right,
Yeah.
apparently I didn't make this person laugh, but whatever. How I don't know, what is it? What do I care? That's something I've been kind of dealing with a lot lately too. Is like, are people like how much weight other people's opinions hold in our lives?
Oh yeah,
Like they say something and it's like, oh man, okay, well I made Aunt Betsy upset. Okay, well maybe I should do this instead, or no, maybe I suck at this apparently, and like, you start to identify with those things that people say, and then all of a sudden you're not true to yourself anymore. So it's
yeah.
interesting how much weight we let people carry. They just take the keys to our mind and just take
I
it for a
know.
ride.
And I kind of just threw that away, like because there were so many people, like not so many, but people along the way who've just said like horrible. And when I was younger, like someone would be like, "Yo, bro, skips leg day." I'd be like, "What, dude?" Like I do it like twice a week. Like, and I got to. It's like, stop doing that. Like now, like if somebody says something insulting, like I'll comment like something outlandish, like I'm trapped in my attic and it's on fire. Please get me out of here. And like they were just like, this guy's ugly. But like people are just they're just nasty and awful. So
Right.
there's a lot of people out there who just like they have nothing good. They just um, nothing but time on their hands and just like, oh, I'm sitting here in my basement, like, and I'll even like somebody will judge you on your video, and you look at their account and be like, you've never posted anything in your entire life, but
Mm-hmm.
you're sitting here passing judgment. So I would get bothered in the beginning, but after a while, it's like, who is that? You
Right.
ignore it, say something funny to them, say something outlandish. But I guess yeah, I've gotten pretty calloused, like, and I
Mm-hmm.
used to get like real macho about it. But it's like, what are you doing? Why are you debating with this person? Block them, move on. Like, who cares? They say you have a big head and you're ugly. Like, great, thanks.
Nice.
But yeah, I
Next.
remember like, I made a video once where like people kept saying bro skips leg day. And I was probably like 24, 25. I was pissed. Like I feel like I
Mm-hmm.
had to like respond to like every comment. Like, no, dude. And then like I remember like looking back, it's like I just who cares?
Right. Right. It's interesting how it kind of goes back to what I was saying about the newcomers that come into the jail and like they'll call you every name in the book because because of this or that, or they're just upset, and it's like they're not, they don't know who you are.
Yeah,
They're
they're just
upset
throwing
at your
yeah.
content. Yeah, it's just like some people. And it's sad. Like it's sad how social media can be so twisted and just such an evil, scary place if you let it. And like
I like to
people
try to
who,
like sometimes I'll find videos will like pop up my for you page that are like somebody who doesn't have a lot of followers or views. Like I'm kind of into boxing and like
mm-hmm,
this page came up with this guy like he wasn't getting many views or anything, but like I just commented like hell yeah, brother. You know what I mean? Like just stuff like that, like why not?
mm,
You know?
mm-hmm,
But like I see stuff like that a lot where somebody posts a nice video, original content, them doing something like good for themselves, like get after it, keep going. You know what I mean? Like
mm-hmm,
stuff like that.
mm-hmm.
I like doing that.
I can tell it'd make a difference in my life. Yeah, if I posted something and or if it's like I'll post stuff from like hitting a heavy bag or something. Like if somebody just like say, "Oh, you suck," or "Yeah, let's skip leg day," it's like okay, well now I'm gonna go sit down and feel worse about myself. But sometimes those little boosts like that when you can find
Yeah.
it.
So where's your video of you hitting the heavy bag? Like, yeah, it's like what's yeah, because there are a lot of people who comment very nice things,
Mm-hmm.
and like I like to try to always have like my sister used to say to me when I was younger, she's like, you need to stop replying to people because you're just getting. So now like I don't get many views anymore, and I don't get many comments. But like if somebody says something really nice, I always want to go and reply. Like some dude the other day was like, I've been watching you for like 5 years, and it's crazy. I've like literally seen you mature over the years. And I was like, that's so funny and nice because like the probably when he first started watching it, I had like a bald fade mullet.
Yep.
At one point, I had racing stripes in it. Now I'm like, this haircut, like I've got a beer gut, and like I wear tucked in cargo shorts. Like I was like, that's so cool. Like,
Uh-huh.
or yeah, people just say like nice things here and there, like that stuff I like, and
Mm.
replying back to them, or like someone will message me like, you probably will never see this, but I really like, and I'm like, yo, I have no messages in here. Like, hey, you know,
I see you, man.
like, yeah, let me fit you in here. I got time. Yeah. But it is nice. I mean, people say that just like there are a lot more people out there who say very nice things. And you just have people who are just like rude. And, honestly, like I look at that as like a synthetic interaction. Like this isn't real. If you were standing in front of me right here, you wouldn't say that to my face.
Mm-hmm.
I wouldn't be rude to you either.
Right.
Like you just got on your computer and you're like, yeah,
Just needed to let it all out on somebody
yeah.
else. I saw it's funny you brought that up. I'm a big UFC fan, so there was a Paul Felder. He used to be a fighter and now he's a commentator. But somebody commented on one of his things on Twitter and was like, "Yeah, you suck, man. This and that." And he's like, "No, not." It's like funny you're hiding behind your keyboard to say that. Would you say that to my face? And the guy replied, "Like, no, that's why I said it on here. You'd kick my ass in person." He's like, "All right, fair, I guess."
Sometimes people say hilarious things that they're like a comedic roast. And there's some times where it's sort of just like tip your cap, like, yeah, that was hilarious. Like I've made videos like where like, the ones where like I'm dancing in my basement and like one time somebody was like POV the people locked in your back room. And I'm like, that's yup, that's funny. Like
Nice.
that's not like insult. They're not like coming after anything. Like that's just I think that's just
Just
so
a
funny.
funny observation.
Yeah. Like that it's yeah, that was good. Like that'll get a nice laughing crying emoji with the handshake emoji. Like
Uh-huh.
well done.
That's funny. When you get those, do you just get random urges to just play a song and start dancing, or are those like thought out in advance? Like you just posted one the other day, and I was like, this is funny."
Normally they are very sporadic, just in the moment. Like hear a song, like the one was Long Cool Woman, and I was just listening on the way home, was work on a Friday. Yeah, we'll do that tonight. And then like that one, but no, the one the other day was with a buddy of mine who, I work with, like he owns a video production company. We,
Mm,
done projects together.
mm-hmm.
And he's like, I just want to get you down here for the day just to post content. So we made a, you know, podcast video where I did my one character with him. And then the other one was just got to get you grooving. I was like, all right. So I was literally in a room and there was two women standing there, not standing there, they were working at their desk, but they're editing videos. And it was in dead silence. There was no music playing. And I was like, and I had been there all day. So I had been doing like goofy stuff around there all day. And I said, just so you guys know, I'm going to be dancing here with no music on. And they go, oh, that's fine.
Proceed.
Yeah. So it was like a more interesting one. But it's like just fucking rip it really quick. And it turned out good. Like, and I had it playing in the headphones too.
Well, that makes it a little better.
But they knew that I was going to be there. And I think doing that stuff, but I was like, if you look over here, just don't be alarmed.
It's like those silent discos or whatever. You go into like a we were my wife and I were on our honeymoon and there was like down on the beach they had like these two DJs going and all these headphones, but it was quiet. Everybody was like dancing to just the music and the headphones. So like you're just breathing and like moving around and you're like, okay, this is kind of weird. I need some headphones. Okay, now we're into it. It's kind of
I've
riveting.
always wanted to go to one of those. I feel like, yeah, there was one at Firefly. I went to that years ago. It's like a music festival. And I always
Mm-hmm.
wanted to do that. Just like, yeah, it was, and it turned out good. Like, it was like, okay. But that was funny. And I was like low key thinking about like, that'd be hilarious if there was like like, it just takes a quick break from the video and it's just them just like,
Just hear you breathing.
you had me like,
Exactly. There's one of your videos that it's a while ago I found it and it was so funny and I like had to go back to find it again and then send it to my wife. But it's the one where you're at the I think it's your Starbucks order. Every time I pull in, every time I pull up, I'm like, oh man, it'd be funny to just try it. Like, what are you saying, Mario Ranachano's?
Yeah, like, and they were so sweet about it too. They were so nice. What? Mary Ranchiano? Yeah.
Black. Oh, and he like helped you, like coached you through it too, and you're
They're
like, yeah,
so
that
nice.
one.
Yeah, they were so friendly. They're like, oh, we got a lame dad.
Yeah, this guy
And I
needs
like
help.
it, yeah. And honestly, like couldn't have been better. But they were so nice.
Was that the first take too?
Yeah, yeah.
Nice, nice.
I don't
That's
think I could have
amazing.
done a second one.
Yeah,
Like go inside and be like, hey, listen, here's some pointers of what you need to do better this time. You're on camera.
I'm going back
Yeah,
through.
that dude. Yeah, I think it was a. That was a while ago. I think it was a guy. I can't remember. But whoever was, I've done that like 2 or 3 times. The second one wasn't as funny, but they're always so nice at Starbucks. Even now, I'm
Mm-hmm.
like, can I have a whatever the largest cup is? It's like that's okay. It's a grande. Thank
Appreciate that.
you. Yeah.
That's funny. So now, just kind of kind of closing up. What are your goals looking like right now? Would you like to be in movies someday? Would you like to be more serious or more funny? You said Jim Carrey was kind of a guy you looked up to growing up, and I don't know if Jim Carrey was he ever in any serious movies?
Yeah, yeah. He's done a
Was he?
couple.
Yeah.
Um, Comedic actors are very not notorious is the right word, but a lot of comedic actors that start out comedic, they're great in serious roles. Like Rob Williams, Tom
Oh, good
Hanks, he
point.
was originally a comedic actor, but but yeah, Jim Carrey has been in some serious ones. I like to just go down the route of being a known as a dramatic actor and looked at my overall dream would be looked at as someone like um, Christian Bale or like Daniel Day Lewis, like being a method actor, like one of those people who's like the ability to do different roles and
Right.
never give up comedy, like always like make room for that. But
Mm-hmm.
that's the overall goal one day is just be known as somebody who like it's like someone like Christian Bale. I watch him from role to role, or Jake Gyllenhaal, or um, it's like they're completely different. It's so cool.
Mm-hmm.
So I think I'm capable of it. I just, hopefully one day I can make it.
Heck yeah, man. In the meantime, a question I like to ask all my guests: in the midst of life, the hustle and bustle, when you're going from your construction job to you doing your acting stuff, a lot of times we have to put into ourselves in order to be able to give out to other people and put into our job. And kind of the slogan I like to say is "Stay sharp." How do you stay sharp when you're doing all these things? What is your outlet, to kind of fill in your cup back up? I think you said boxing was one of them. I think I saw a video of you kind of hitting the heavy bag once or twice. Is that kind of something that you go to, or what kind of fills your cup when you're getting depleted and trying to put all your effort and going 100% at work and acting all that stuff?
I'd definitely say working out and, like hitting the heavy bag and whatnot. But honestly, the honest answer is breathing exercises,
Yeah.
meditation. Yeah. I got
Mm-hmm.
very into that, I'd say about 3 or 4 years ago. And the first time I ever meditated, I cried because of how just like, and I really like
Release.
for the first time just let it happen. And it was at a very stressful time in life, like struggling with like multiple different things. And I just was like, wow. And it was just the idea that this mindset was capable. And in the meditation, they said when you're stressed, there's a blue sky up in your head and there's just clouds. Blue sky is there. You just have to move the clouds. And it just was like, I'm getting goosebumps right now, as lame as it is. But it's nothing more than breathing and taking a moment. And I do that now. Like if I'm driving somewhere and I'm feeling like My mind races very fast. It's just I have like stuff saved on YouTube, on Apple Music, and they're just breathing exercises you do while you drive. And like even during the day, if you're like kind of getting like, a little bit like antsy and stressed out, like, are you breathing? No, you're not. Breathe. Like,
Mm-hmm. Just
so that's a huge one.
will
I
you
almost
go to?
passed out driving before. No, they just tell you. They give you there's different ones for like dopamine release, stress relief. They have ones for energy. And at first I'm like, this is all horseshit. It's if you really just kind of like listen to it, like even when I'm driving, like it's just like almost hypnotic, but it's just like that in and out, and you don't even realize like what oxygen can do. And it's just a way for
Mm-hmm.
me to step away for a second, stop thinking, and you're just focusing on your breath.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, that's honestly how I try to stay sharp. Is just breathing exercises. There's this guy named Sandy, this sexy guy on YouTube. He looks like Jesus, honestly, but he's got a ton of great videos. And I'll like, I do it on my way home. If I'm going to the gym, I'll do the one that's for like focus. And it's for me at least a way to like just, and that's what they said in the original video I watched was your mind gets so stressed out with thoughts, but when you breathe, you just think in, out, in, out. And if a thought comes, you go, a thought. It sounds so silly and simple, but like when I finally did it, I was like, wow,
Mm-hmm.
like it's crazy. So now I do it all the time. Just focus on breathing. Some days, like if I'm like feeling stressed or like I'll just like, because we work in finished like units, like apartments, townhomes, I'll
Sure.
lock the door and just like go take 10 deep breaths. That's your challenge right now. And it's easier said than done because it's like, yeah, like you just did four, start over. You cannot walk out of this room until you do 10. Like good, like in and out. And like you're like, okay, fine. And it's just, yeah, it's just a moment just to pause your mind. Sorry for that like deep, dark spiel.
No, I
Not
love it.
deep dark, like that rabbit hole. Yeah, breathing
Deep
exercises
dark.
and yeah, the deepest, darkest secret of my mind. Breathing exercises and meditation.
I don't think I've had many people say that one, breathing exercises, and that's something that we've like in law enforcement we talk about tactical breathing when you're going to a call and your lights and sirens, like one that I've done is breathe in for 4 seconds, hold it for 4 seconds, breathe out 4 seconds, hold for 4 seconds. Like when you focus on what you're thinking about and like clear. I really love that analogy. The blue sky is there. You just got to move the clouds out of the way,
Yeah.
and that's honestly what it feels like. Do you ever
Man,
other?
that wasn't my own though. I heard that in the Netflix special. I can't take credit. I wish I did. But I've heard the same thing. 7 seconds in, 7 second hold, seven out. Your body relaxes on the exhale.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, yeah. Sorry, I cut you off.
No, you're good. No, I'm. It's yeah, it's really important. I like that. Is there times when you do it like will you start your morning with it, or is it kind of like when you're starting to feel it a little bit, then it's you remind yourself to breathe?
I've had some mornings where like I'll kind of like make a point to do it, but no, it is like on my ride into work, on my ride home, like I'll play the YouTube video, and
Mm-hmm.
he kind of guides you through it. Here's like, and you just kind of follow along, and then during the day it might be more. So it's sort of like more like as needed.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, Sometimes I slip away from it, but like I always resort back to it, like the simple exercise of just breathe.
Mm-hmm. It's a
Um,
very simple thing, yet so
it
complex
really
at the
is.
same time.
You overlook like it. I completely overlooked it for years. And it's like, yeah, you just breathe in and out, say in and out in your head, or count it one, ins one, outs two, three, four to 10. Don't go over 10. I just stopped doing the count because I was focusing too much on the numbers. So I'm better at in and out. Um, and you just, if you start thinking of something, you just go, eh, get out of here. It's almost like when you have a DVD in idle mode. It's like, whoa, 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 whoa. And you just wait for it to to get up in the corner. Oh, ah, I don't care about my insurance bill right now.
Right.
Here it
Ding,
comes.
got, well, here it comes
Yeah.
again. That's a great analogy. Maybe you should make some of those videos, some breathwork videos.
Yeah. But well, I would have to take it to another notch. It's like that's a good idea. Like a dissociative personality disorder breathwork guy, and he switches mid exercise. Wait a minute. I'm writing that down.
Let's go.
That would be
I
hilarious. And have the
love
whole
it.
setup and this guy that I watch his videos, he's always in this new landscape setting. And it's very serene. So you kind of go above and beyond.
What's it? You said Sandy? Is it just Sandy?
Yeah, it's just called Breathe with Sandy. He's great.
Breathe the Sandy. I'm gonna check it
Yeah.
out.
He's got all videos from stuff that's for stress relief, dopamine. That's not my brother-in-law or anything, I swear to God. I'm just kidding. I'm advertising for my family. I've never met him, I swear.
Check it out. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Subscribe to him. Awesome.
But yes, that's yeah.
I'm gonna check it out. I noticed all the hats you have back there. I'm a big hat guy myself. Is that just a collection that you've just accumulated over time, or?
Oh yeah, I mean a lot of them are yeah. And I don't really wear hats.
Yeah, just want to
I
throw them on
have
the
a
wall.
huge head and I get headed I don't know. But yeah, there are a lot of sentimental ones. Some are just wearing hats, but I'm bad at answering questions. Yes, it's a collection.
Yeah, well,
Some are my pop-ups old Navy hats and stuff.
that's cool.
Hats from the companies I've worked for. Old that Goon hats from my failed website.
I'm a big hat guy. If you have, I'll buy one for him if you got any extra.
I do, well, the one that I actually liked wearing broke. I was like, come
Uh huh.
on. But no, I don't have any hats any longer. But if I do,
Or if you do come
yeah,
out with them, let me know.
absolutely.
Your light is perfectly shining too, into my glasses. I don't know how you're set up on your screen. Kind of funny.
Is it right? That's why I keep trying to avoid doing this because
Yeah.
then the beam comes over. So I've been trying to say very slowly. Yeah,
Oh, all right, man. I won't take up any more of your time, but thank you so much for taking the time to come on here, and especially with the reschedule. I really appreciate it. It's
of
you're a
course.
really funny guy, and I love watching your stuff. So keep it up, and I guess now let us know where we can find you, where we can see what you got coming up, what you got going on. I know you said Instagram and TikTok. Where else are you? Where can we find you?
That's it, baby.
That's it. All right.
Nowhere yet. I mean, a lot of stuff I do now is the smaller scale stuff is they go to what's it called, film festivals. So not on any streaming platform. So everything, honestly, Instagram is my main. I like using that. TikTok's but thank you for having me. This was a really good time, and please stay in touch too.
Absolutely. No, it'd be cool to keep in touch and maybe get together one of these days. If you're ever in Minnesota,
Yeah,
make your way in
seriously.
over here, or if I ever find
I
myself in Pennsylvania.
does it get cold as shit there in the winter?
Yeah, just a little bit.
Negative.
Yeah.
I I kind of low key want to experience. I mean, it gets cold here. It gets
Huh?
10, 15, but you're probably chump change rookie numbers. Ice fishing sounds like you I'm sure it sucks every second of it, but I would go just be yeah, I went ice fishing, dude. It wasn't a
I
big deal.
I did it.
Did you catch anything?
No, no. If we do go, we're gonna catch you something, so you don't have to be haunted by that catfish face for the rest of your life. We'll get you some. We'll cook them up. It'd be a good time.
Well, I'll say to my buddy, my brother, yeah, I actually know a guy in Minnesota. Offered to take me ice fishing. What? Let's go. We can't afford plane tickets right now.
Yeah. Sorry, buddy.
But now it's a pleasure. And also too,
Yeah,
let me
man.
know if you're if you ever want to do another one.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Was I a good guest?
Probably won't have you
Bad.
on again.
All right.
Nah, you're awesome, man. I love your authenticity and just being able to chill and just talk. Danny, it's been a pleasure. Thank you so much again for taking the time. Yeah, we'll do it again sometime. We'll figure.
Stick shift, stick shift, stick shift. Yeah, absolutely, man.
Heck
Yeah,
yeah,
stay in touch.
I will. Absolutely. This is Iron Purpose. Stay sharp, everybody.